It is practically inevitable. Most of us will probably eat too much this week at Thanksgiving dinner, and it often results in a bloated and upset stomach for at least the rest of the night. So today we'll ask Dr. Jenny about digestive issues and what can help us before we dig into our holiday feasts. All right, no matter how much willpower we have, we inevitably know what road we're going down. So what physically happens to our bodies when we overeat?
Well, we break every single biochemical rule when it comes to the holidays anyways, right? We're combining proteins and carbohydrates, and then we're adding all of those sugars and fibers. Like everything that you can eat is at your disposal, right?
Yes.
So, and then that right there slows down your digestive system, because when you're combining proteins and carbs, number one, you have carbohydrates that take 4 hours to actually metabolize for energy, and then you have protein that takes 6 hours to metabolize for energy. But when you're putting the both together, it takes over 24 hours to metabolize through your intestinal tract.
Is that feeling afterward?
Yes, and then you feel bloated and gassy, and you got that GERD, and then you gain almost, some people can gain up to 10 pounds during, a Thanksgiving meal, and then they're detoxing for, they need a detox for a couple of days, but they're like, oh my gosh, the scale, what's going on? I was like, well, let's see. You had mashed potatoes, you had turkey, you had ham, and then you had apple pie, and then everything you're not supposed to combine together, and then the wine, so yeah.
And then a nap. None of it's
all that tryptophan, right.
So there's all this.
That was just one meal.
Seriously, and it is all in one meal.
I always wear a loose dress.
So we're always talking about little cheats on what we can do beforehand to make it better. Should we skip breakfast? Should we run a turkey trot? Do any of those mean anything?
I actually always do the intermediate fasting, which is actually very healthy when you know you're going to cheat. So I always skip the breakfast and then the lunch and then do the turkey dinner, with my family around 2 o'clock. Now, I don't expect everybody to do that, but intermediate fasting just for breakfast, and then they're having a Thanksgiving lunch, that's really healthy for you too. That way you're not, putting all of that food from breakfast, from lunch, from dinner, and then you can save lots of room for your stomach to expand on there. But I also have, Dr. Jenny's secrets on how not to gain weight while you're doing all of that. And a lot of people pay lots of money to hear this.
Oh, good. Tell us.
All right, we're ready. We're ready for the how.
We won't tell anybody.
So
it's
first,
a secret.
Yep, first, right before I'm eating, I take my cheat times. I pop 3 of those for really large buffets. Like I was just in Vegas, and I didn't get 3 cheat times right before you're going to overeat. And those cheat times help you break down the fiber, the sugar, the protein, the carbohydrates, and the fats. So that's what your body is needing. It needs extra enzymes in your stomach to physically go in there and break it down. That way it doesn't store as fat or get stuck in your large intestine and your small intestine.
So it helps push it all through.
Yep. And then that night, right before you go to bed, I pop 3 of those probiotics. The Enterobiotics, that's probably my favorite brand because it's a 15 strain, it's refrigerated, and what that does is it gives all those little critters in your body, it helps to aid. It's like, think of probiotics as a prebiotic for those cheat times. Helps aid in that metabolism. Yep. So the next day, your bowels don't change at all. So if anything, you're clearing out. Everything is vacating the large intestine and the small intestine,
So
which is a
you
wonderful
eat it all,
feeling.
you gotta clear it out.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't want to store it. Okay,
And then I have my
one?
Detox Pro. When you're drinking and you're having lots of eggnog, or you're drinking wine, or you're drinking, cocktails, that Detox Pro has extra L-glutamine. That L-glutamine helps rebuild the lining of your stomach. That intrinsic factor is what it's called. That way you're not so acidic in there. So once you're that acidic, then you're you feel like stomach pains.
So this is post.
Yeah,
Detox.
that's post. Yep. So you do that right after. That regimen right there, you're not going to gain any weight. You're not going to have that bloating feeling afterwards, and you feel like you cheated.
I feel like I got the key.
Yes.
It's to not make it stay in your system.
Right.
Yep, that's what it is.
point.
How do you get it out of there
Once you
fast?
put it in, you gotta push it on out. We can all figure out how that works. All right, you can find all of these great hints from Dr. Jenny at AgeVital Pharmacy on Main Street in downtown Sarasota, or you can find them online at agevital.com. Coming up next, helping your pets with guests through the holidays.